Hey, very good day to everyone. Welcome to my blog. Right, for the readers of my blog who's been following Growing Your Tree of Prosperity, you will find that uh, this is a very unusual way for me to do blogging. All right, because the blog is reaching its 20th anniversary very soon. In fact, next month. And so I'm also experimenting with a different kind of content delivery. All right. So this is the first time I'm trying to take the role of a financial influencer a little bit more seriously. So I will be mixing and matching the different kind of media that this blog would present its material to its readers. Okay. So a little bit on my motivation to become a financial influencer. All right. Now, as we are aware, the leverage of financial influencers in Singapore has gone up in recent months, and one or two influencers actually triggered massive withdrawals from a fund. And so I was observing what's happening around the news, and I can tell that there might actually be demand, and this is influenced by the financial industry players to seek more regulation of financial influencers, right? And I think that this is actually a pretty brilliant opportunity for me to do some meta influencing, right? When I talk about meta influencing, which means that my ambition is not just to be a financial influencer. Of course, I'll be generating a lot of content that might be useful to the readers of the blog as well as to the general audience. But my ambition is to become someone that financial influencers themselves would want to follow to keep up with what's happening with other influencers. All right. So, and of course, naturally, there is some commercial reasons why I'm doing this. I'll be expanding my personal product offerings online. And for the folks who have been following me on this blog, you will notice that I've started work on LinkedIn. I've managed to beef up my presence on LinkedIn, and I'll be experimenting with LinkedIn as a separate kind of platform to get through to me. All right. So yeah. So this is generally my motivation. Okay. And yeah. And what do I bring to the table? Okay. I think that there's some unique strengths that allow me to do this well. First of all, I'm legally trained, and I fully intend to play within the rules. All right. So I hope that you will find that I will be a calm and hopefully a not so dramatic kind of presence in this space. All right. Secondly, I'm obviously finance trained, so I bring with me some first principles when we examine some of the problems that we're facing in the personal finance space. Right. The last thing I want to do is to produce content that will just tell you what stocks to buy. Right. Now, a lot of people who follow financial blogs will say, don't talk so much nonsense. Right. Just tell me what to buy. Right. So I'm not that kind of influencer. Okay. I prefer to explain step by step as to how I arrive with my reasoning so that you don't replicate my stock picks, but you can apply the philosophy and the techniques behind these ideas, right? So they can generate some picks of your own, all right? Thirdly, my biggest strength, I'm financially independent, all right? So while I do welcome sponsors as I become an influencer, I can afford to pick and choose those that align with my values, right? So definitely no ILPs from this blog, okay? And I'm also not pressured by the need to generate revenues, right? So I think that's particularly important in this space because I might be doing some policing work, to make sure that other influencers are honest. So in that case, to make sure that I'm able to do that job, right? I cannot be unduly influenced by sponsors who will pay to get me to speak in a particular way. All right. There is also a lack of there is a lot of no lack of cognitive surplus. All right. As there is a lot of material that I read every week, right? And you will see this in my next video, right? And this material is fun, but they're not really suitable for investment courses. So I'll put them up in a future video so I can share these ideas with you and have you guys play with these ideas, right? And of course, I'm not afraid to step on some toes, right? Unless it would violate local laws. Generally speaking, I will try my best, right, to explain, why a particular influencer is wrong, why I disagree with this person, and how we should look at this problem from a first principles kind of perspective, right? And so this is going to be my approach for now, unless you have better ideas. Now I'm learning how to be an influencer, so everything's going to be a little bit raw. Okay, I barely know how to edit the video. Okay, I'll be adopting a trainer style in the video to explain some concepts and ideas. I'll try to limit it to about 4 to 5 slides, right? Because I don't have the kind of capacity to come up with 10 to 15 slides, right? And you guys might fall asleep, all right? Next, I will try to act as a mirror against other influencers, right? But I will only attack the person's idea and not the person itself, all right? Okay, and generally, I hope not to give the person any warning when I release a video, but rest assured that it never ever gets personal, all right? And if I think that something is wrong and I don't agree with, I will just share, I'll explain why, and we can have a very good civilized discussion on my approach. And I'm pretty sure that I'm not perfect and I'll make mistakes every now and then, but I think what's interesting is that we can start a conversation on it, right? Okay, now as a trainer, as an investment trainer that conducts training and teaching people in dividends investing, I will naturally have my own biases, and I'm just going to flag them now, all right? I will always align myself towards the need to have better financial education, right? So generally speaking, it would be very difficult for me to say things like, you know, you don't need to know this, you know, let a professional handle it, all right? That doesn't really make sense from a commercial perspective as well, all right? But I'll make it very clear to you that even though I'm an investment trainer, the way I taught myself finance, it was largely self-taught, all right, 20 years ago. So I also do encourage people, and there'll be book reviews on this blog to go through the books that I'm reading, so that even for people who are non-customers, right, you can understand how I think, and you can understand what books are actually good for you, okay, when you're building up your own financial knowledge, all right? Okay, so, and finally, where there is a conflict of interest, I will be very, very transparent about the kind of biases that I have, all right? Okay, and that's basically it, all right? This is my first video, okay? How can you support me in this new journey, all right? The most obvious thing to do is to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I've been using this YouTube channel to contain my training videos for quite a while. I've migrated some of these videos, I've updated them, and I converted them into MP4 files that I would play to my students, right? So you will see some of the older videos on this YouTube channel, right? If you prefer a longer 90-minute story about how I got rich, I conduct a free course preview with Dr. Wealth, and you can follow this link, right? So a lot of readers have already been through my previews. There's no need to do that. All right, so what's going to happen next, right? I'm new, I'm very open-minded, and I barely know how to be a financial influencer. So talk to me on social media if you want me to discuss some hot topics in personal finance. I think at the moment, when this first video is being created, I think the Trump tariffs are probably something that everybody is thinking about. All right, so I might talk a little bit about it over the next few days. Okay, once again, subscribe to this channel if you've not done so. And very soon, there will be more substantive videos that will appear on this channel. All right, so thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.